What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching Norb-Cam. This is a very special edition of Norb-Cam because I'm going to be doing the first ever Ask Norb video segment where I field your questions. So here we go. First question comes from Obrist. What age did you start to like Seattle Seahawks? Michael Lopez asked kind of the same thing. Have you been a Seahawks fan your whole life? Well, I would be lying if I said I was a Seahawks fan my whole life. I'm sorry to say. Well, the reason is because I didn't really start watching football till about 1979 when I was about 10 years old. Watched Super Bowl 13, the Steelers versus the Cowboys, and at that time I was rooting for the Cowboys because Roger Staubach was the quarterback. I was really into Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, and Staubach sounded like Starbuck, who was one of my favorite characters from Battlestar Galactica. So I thought that was really cool. After that, I started to play tackle football with the Talbot Hill Tigers, and that's when I started following the Seahawks, 1979. My first year of Little League football, and the one and only time we actually won a championship, sadly. All right, next question. Kevin Del Cid asks, when and where did you go to see your first football game? My first Seahawk game was October 18, 1981. It was before the Seahawks-Giants game in the Kingdome. One of the most memorable experiences because my little league team, the Tigers, got to actually play on the Kingdome field before the Seahawks game. I scored a touchdown from the 2-yard line on a sweep to the left. On the first time I ever got to go to the Seahawks game, I actually scored a touchdown on the Kingdome field. That was pretty awesome. And then we got to watch the game from the sideline. That was pretty amazing. I actually had that game on VHS tape, believe it or not, and I freaking erased over it. I don't know what I was thinking.
Next question!
From C. Chiasen. Do you remember the last playoff games in the Kingdome? Yes, I remember the final playoff game in the Kingdome very well because I was at that game. That was the 1999 wildcard game versus the Miami Dolphins. My buddy's sister is married to Damon Heward, who at the time was the backup to Dan Marino. My friend was rooting for the Dolphins while I was rooting for the Seahawks. We ended up losing that game, but I'll remember that always because that was the last game in the Kingdome before they demolished that concrete pile.
Next question!
Robert Vandemere asked, in the last 2 years, which games that you were in attendance was your favorite? Brian Paco also asked favorite Seahawks moment. Alex Lamb, what was your favorite NFL Seahawks game this season? Wally, what's your favorite Seahawks moment? Not the Super Bowl 48. And what do you think of Sweden and would you ever want to visit? So favorite Seahawks moment, Seahawks game. Hands down, I would have to say the Green Bay Packer NFC Championship. How could you not put that down as the best game we've ever had? I mean, to be down behind so badly and then to fight and claw our way back, one miracle play after another, and to finish with that catch, the throw from Wilson to Jermaine Kearse to end the game is like a movie, storybook fashion. That definitely takes the cake as the greatest moment in Seahawk history. Could have been the Super Bowl if things had went our way, but we got more moments to come. Right behind that one, though, is the San Francisco NFC Championship game from 2013. We've been pretty spoiled with some pretty amazing playoff games. Would I ever go to visit Sweden? It's not really been a country that was on my top 10 list of countries I'd want to visit, but hey, you tell me, why should I go to Sweden? Wally, what's there to see in Sweden that I should move up on the list? You tell me, all right?
Next question!
Joe Igo. Joey, what's up? What's your top 5 Seahawks games that you've attended before the Russell Wilson era? That's a good one. I'd have to go back to that 1999 playoff game against the Dolphins in the Kingdome. We lost, so it wasn't a great game for us, but it was memorable in the sense that it was the final game of the Kingdome. And I've been to so many Mariners games there and Seahawks games, so I still look at old pictures of it and it reminds me of my childhood. That has a special place, the Kingdome. Even though by today's standards, a pretty crappy stadium, it's still so many good memories growing up. Number 2, 2001 in Husky Stadium, Sean Alexander on Sunday Night Football against the Raiders ran for a record 266 yards on prime time. And I remember because my friend Rob, who's a diehard Raiders fan, went to the game with me. I just remember him just freaking out because Sean Alexander just, something about it. At that time, he was Mr. Prime Time. He would always tear it up. In 2002, first game at CenturyLink Field, just to see the brand new stadium in all its glory was pretty awesome. And then in 2002 later, it was another Sunday Night Football game against the Vikings, and Alexander had 5 touchdowns in the first half. I believe that was a record at the time. So that was pretty memorable, especially that early on in the inaugural season at Seahawks Stadium, which became Quest Field, which became CenturyLink. And of course, top moment before Russell Wilson was the Beastquake game against the Saints in the wild card game where we were a 7-9 team and nobody gave us half a chance. We were playing the Super Bowl reigning champions Saints. Of course, Beast Mode did his forever to be remembered Beastquake run. That was awesome. I wish I had been shooting at that time. I would have loved to have had the reaction of that game, of that play. So awesome.
Next question!
From Michael Lopez again. Hey Norb, when the Seahawks won Super Bowl 48, did you ever think they were going to go back to a Super Bowl the next year. Go Hawks. David Mack, what are your thoughts on the Super Bowl loser curse following your Super Bowl loser performed subpar towards expectations? Well, I think we proved that whole theory wrong after last year's Super Bowl because we came back and almost won 2 back-to-back. So that curse was pretty much eliminated. Did I think we were going to go back to Super Bowl 49? Well, at the end of Super Bowl 48, I was pretty much saying, let's do this again.
Go Hawks! Let's do it again next year, huh? Let's do it again!
Yeah, I thought for sure we were going back. Why wouldn't we? I mean, we won the Super Bowl. Of course I thought we were going to go back, and we almost won it. 1 yard.
Next question.
Daniel Matthews, which team do you think will be the toughest away trip for the Seahawks next season, and why? Definitely the Green Bay Packers. I think we're going to lose that one, unfortunately. We don't do well at Lambeau Field. I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to win in Lambeau, but that's going to be tall order. You know what I'm saying?
Next question.
Ileana Garcia, do you think the Seahawks will be better or worse this year with all the trades they have made? Well, it's early. We haven't had the draft yet, but of course I think the Seahawks will be better. I like what they've done so far. They've got Jimmy Graham. They've beefed up the cornerbacks. They got Jimmy Graham, and they got Jimmy Graham.
Next question.
Christopher Stufstad, with the rivalry with the Niners dwindling, which NFL team can be considered our biggest rival today? I don't know if I'd say the rivalry with the Niners is dwindling yet. I mean, the Niners have definitely taken some hits in the offseason, but the rivalry, in my mind, is still alive and well. I mean, until we get to a point where we beat them 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a row, the rivalry is going to be still going on strong. It's very likely, though, that the 49ers could end up on the bottom. Colin Kaepernick's been getting help from Kurt Warner. Supposedly, he's made leaps and bounds in his game and his pocket passing. We'll have to see about that. I definitely think they are less of a threat than some of the other teams in the NFC West in particular. This could be the year that the Cardinals, with some of the moves they've made this offseason, they're going to be pretty tough. They were already pretty tough with that defense. It doesn't mean we're not going to beat them, though.
Next question.
Mark of Hybrid, with the upcoming season approaching, in our division, NFC West, do you think we will have a #1 seed for the playoffs? Yes, we will.
Next question.
Seattle Seahawks bro, Norb, can you give us next year's playoff predictions? In the NFC, the division winners will be the Seahawks, the Packers, the Panthers, and the Cowboys. Wild cards will be Philly and the Cardinals. In the AFC, got the Broncos in the West, Ravens in the North, Colts in the South, and the Patriots once again in the East. Challenged by the wildcard teams, the Bengals and the mighty stacked Dolphins.
Next question.
Austin Hilligas, what do you think of the Seahawks winning the 50th Super Bowl? Do you think they can make it? Yes, I think we can make it. Of course, we got Russell, we got Beast Mode, we got the LOB, modified LOB. We got our linebacking crew. Oh, and we have Jimmy Graham. We just got to beef up that O-line. Yes, I think we have a really good chance of making it back. Oh, and who are we going to be playing in the Super Bowl? The Colts.
Next question.
Alfred Juarez, do you personally consider the Seahawks a dynasty in the making? I will answer that after we win our second Super Bowl.
Next question.
Ethan Hsu, how many Super Bowls do you think the Seahawks will win in the next 15 years? That's a good question. I say we will appear in at least 6, and we will win 4 of those. That will give Russell Wilson 5 rings. Should be 6.
Next question.
Jacob Loper, hey Norb, what was your reaction to the Jimmy Graham trade? My reaction to the Jimmy Graham trade went something like this. Holy
Next question.
Splish Splash 3s. If Seahawks won the Super Bowl, do they get Jimmy Graham? I say yes. Even if we'd won last year, we still had a major scoring problem in the red zone. I think the need has always been there. I think they still would have grabbed him even if we'd won the Super Bowl.
Next question.
Ken Russell Jr. asks, how do you think the Seahawks will do this year with Jimmy Graham? Great.
Next question.
Jose Lozano asks, Norb, how many touchdowns will Jimmy Graham have? I'm hoping he'll have 10. I'd be happy with even 8. That's being conservative. His high was 16 touchdowns in 2013. The red zone scoring percentage should go up, as well as our third down conversions, and he's just going to make our other receivers and tight ends and our running back better because of the attention he's going to command. We will get to our 3rd consecutive Super Bowl with Jimmy Graham.
Ask Norb.
That's all the time I have for today for this first Ask Norb segment. There's plenty more questions I didn't get to that I will get to in later video segments, but for now, that's a start. Please, if you have any questions you want to ask for a future Ask Norb segment, just put your question in the comment and I will get to it in a future video. Next week is the draft. Gonna do a video to kind of prepare for that, as well as a prediction for the schedule for 2015 for the Seahawks, and more videos to come. I still haven't finished editing the Super Bowl video. I know a lot of you won't watch it, but I'm still gonna put it up anyway because a lot of people have been asking about it, and you should at least watch the trip because the couple days before the actual game while hanging out in Arizona is a lot of fun. So take a look at that. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like it, like the video, comment, subscribe, keep on hanging out. Lots of videos to come. All right, have a great week. Go Hawks. Thank you for watching Norb-Cam. To subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the button at the top. To watch my One Direction parody music video, You Suck at Free Agency, click the video on the left. To watch the Miracle NFC Championship win against the Packers, click the video in the middle. To watch the emotional finish of the Super Bowl, click the video on the right, and check out Norb-Cam.com. Thanks for watching.
Go Hawks!